Hi everyone, my name is Rishad. Today is the 18th of November 2023 and I'm going to be making my weekly prediction for SPY. As usual, we'll go over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts and then switch over to the Excel sheet where we can see the price action in more detail. But before getting into this, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information in this video is completely educational and therefore it's important to conduct your own analysis before entering the market in order to avoid unnecessary risks and losses. On that note, let's begin the video. So, we can see in the monthly charts there's been a long-standing uptrend for the past year or so. Then we had the past 3 months breaking the trend line. However, we can see that the current month, although it hasn't closed, is around halfway through. And we can see that there's a very strong bullish movement, which we'll see more in the weekly and daily charts as this becomes more apparent. We can see the RSI has gone down, but then has shot back up. And the average is still pretty flat line, but that can be subject to change. As for volume, obviously this month has to close, but so far from the monthly charts, we can't say much because although we can't predict on this current month, we do see a downward break of the trend line, but we have a spinning top, which shows indecision. So if this month is to close bullish, then obviously we do have a bullish continuation. But that's all that we can gain from this chart. So let's head to the weekly charts. Now, here we can see things in a lot more detail. We can see this is where the earnings reports came out, so there was a sharp decrease in the price action and stock price. Now, we can see that the past 3 weeks, the market has just shot up because of data and other factors. And we can see that there's been on high volume for the first week, but then these last 2 weeks have not necessarily had high volume or even close to the same level of price movement. So immediately we can see that this bullish sentiment has declined, so we have to be a bit more safe this time. And normally it would just be taking the high and waiting for it to break just to prove continuation. But when we switch over to the daily charts, it will become apparent that this price action is also really close to the Bollinger Band top. So because of that, there's a good chance that it reverses to the mean. Because of this, we're going to be a little bit more conservative and take the high of this previous swing, where we can see that the high is 453.67. And obviously we'll wait for the support at 443.94. This is a slightly larger range because the volume has been declining. Although the price action has been continuously bullish, it's better to be safe than risk chance of a whipsaw because currently the market is still going upwards, but again, there's a chance that that commitment might be over. So we are going to be a little bit safer this week. And we can see what I was talking about here. We can see that the market and the price action is very close to the top of the Bollinger Band. And what tends to happen is a reversion to the mean. If we look back, we can see that this has happened almost every time. It goes to the top and comes back to the mean. And because of this trend, we do want to be a little bit safer. And we can also see that the Bollinger Bands are extremely wide and showing that there is a large range that the market can go in, so it implies volatility as well. So we do have to be careful. We consider although the RSI is going up along with this average, showing the bullish movement and confirming it, we did see that there's a gap at the start of the week, very high volume, but this conviction faded quite quickly, and that's why I am being a lot safer this time. And because of this, we do want to take the previous swing highs high in order to avoid unnecessary whipsaws, and that's what we will be going with from the technical analysis. So if we switch over to the Excel sheet here, we can see that last week we had a buy for 446.32 and we made a profit of around 1100. Now for this week, again, we have no trade yet. We wait for the breakout. We buy when it crosses the high. At 453.67 and sell when it falls below the support at 443.94 with a target of 1% and a trailing stop loss. If the target or stop loss is not hit and we have a position, then we do just close it on Friday. Now the max OI for the weekly expiry is 464 for CE at 13,180 and 420 for PE at 27,885, and the PCR is 3.29, which is again a very high PCR. Now, the max OI for the monthly expiry is 440 for CE at 73,354 and 420 for PE at 134,127 and a PCR of 2.08. We can see that the monthly PE has gone up from 400 to 420. However, the CE is the same. But on the weekly, we can see they both have gone up. So that's why we have kind of a mixed signal from the option chain as well. So we are going to be a lot safer this week. And that wraps up our video for this week for SPY. And obviously, if there are any relevant changes to this prediction, they will be covered on the channel. And until then, thank you for watching and enjoy.